for K-12 in design thinking, the most important thing, I think, is to get the students to kind of be confident in their creative ability, to know that they have a method, that we've taught them a method, we call that method design thinking, that they can fall back on. So whenever a teacher gives them a problem, they say, oh, I know what to do. I'll use my design thinking. I'll go and understand people. I'll build prototypes. I'll go in an iterative way. And so that confidence that you have a way of being creative, you don't have to wait for an idea to come out of the sky, that you actually have a kind of a confidence because you know that you have a system, a methodology. It's like you took a lot of piano lessons, so you're not afraid to play the piano. It's the same. You have a lot of feeling that you know what to do. Yeah, I think design thinking's so popular in the United States because it allows students to do things that are real. If you're a student and you have this class and they teach you, let's say, math, and they say, here's math, and what they're saying is, here's math, we believe us, trust us that it might be useful in the future. It's like, it's not tied to anything that they can feel. And design thinking, like if I give you a project to design a solar car, and then I teach you math about the solar car, you say, oh, math's really important. I use the math to design the solar car, as opposed to when you teach math in the way where you teach it and it's a problem set in the back of the book, and then you turn it in and you give it to the teacher and they say, yes, no, 75%. It doesn't mean anything, right? So we believe strongly in this project-based learning and design as a way to motivate the students to want to learn math and science and so forth. Yes. I have lots of Chinese students that are very smart and very hardworking, right? And many people want me to say, oh, the Chinese students are not as creative as other students. It's not true. They're wildly creative. What they have is blocks. It doesn't matter whether they're from China or from Africa or India or France. The same problem that students have, which is they are creative people. Everybody's creative people. Look at kindergartners. Look at first graders. Wildly creative. What happens is they have some blocks in the way. There's some blocks in the way of that. And so our job as educators is to remove the blocks and let that creativity shine through. So introducing it to any culture, introducing it to China's, I know if that's any harder than introducing it to a high school in Southern California that doesn't use design thinking. It's a new thing. Everybody has all the habits. They have all these habits that they trust. And you're asking them to throw that way away and use this new way of doing. So it's hard no matter who it is. So the only way, so we've written a book, we have workshops. The only way I'm sure that I can make them get excited about it is to have them, go through a workshop, spend 3 or 4 days and see the power of it and see how excited the students are. And so that's not very good because there's so many teachers to get to. I don't know how, I'm very concerned about how you scale this up. And so the only thing I know to do is to go to have people like Youth MBA, have them do a very, very good job of it, and then hope other people will copy. It's a little bit maybe it's not a good example because it's in the U.S., but the U.S. Postal Service was really terrible, delivering the mail. And then Federal Express came, and then UPS came, and now the post office is very good because of the competition of UPS and Federal Express. So I'm thinking that places like Youth MBA and other places do a very good job, and then other places will copy. That's the only way. So we've seen it, right? So even any mother who knows that there's a better place for her child to go. If this school looks like a jail and this school looks like a very exciting place, the mother will try to make sure her child goes to this place. So we use that faith that the parents will do the right thing, and all we have to do is build a really good example, of this, and then the students will move to it. They'll vote with their feet. They'll go to the new place. Yeah, if I'm going to go back to 10 years old, I'm going to be more concerned about the social emotional part of school. So there's math and science and English and Chinese and history and biology and stuff. I think we're okay in that. What we're not okay with is the social emotional stuff, like the motivational, that the kids are excited, and so I'd take all kinds of, first I would just take all kinds of training around how to feel good about yourself, how, all that. It seemed like it was so unimportant. And today I think it's so important, that as a part of, that students build empathy for things, that they know how to be calm. They don't do everything has to be perfect. That they learn to work hard, but they learn to play hard. I mean, it's that part that we're missing, not the academic part. It's the social emotional part that we're missing. So, my greatest feeling when I teach is when someone who doesn't think they're creative, they think, no, I'm a computer scientist. No, I'm a math, I'm science, but I'm not creative. And then we take them through and we do some projects, and they're successful. And they do some projects, and the greatest moment is when they realize that they're creative, and their eyes sparkle, or they cry, and they say, I feel like I'm a creative person. It's amazing. I see it happen all the time. It's fantastic. It happens in college. It happens in K through 12. It's really, as an educator, it's a special moment when somebody starts to think of themselves as creative, and they can do what they want to do. Before that, they feel like they're doing something they have to do. But once they think of themselves as creative, then they say, oh, I can do what I want to do now. It's fantastic. It's a great feeling.